Hello and welcome to the Fire Department's instructional video on filling out Side 1A of the Building Information Card. First, let's open to the correct webpage. Appendix B's are all pretty similar, so we're going to use Side 1A of the Building Information Card within Appendix B2. The BIC is broken into 11 different box sections. Starting with Box 1, the bin number can be found on the Certificate of Occupancy. The Buildings Department has assigned to every building a BIN, Building Index Number. Next, type in the address. Each borough is listed in the drop-down. The headquarters of the fire department is located in Brooklyn, so we'll enter Brooklyn here. Notice you can edit the drop-down menu, and you can type in the city where the building is located. Next, input the zip code. AKA, also known as if the building is referred to by another address. This would be if a building has two addresses on different blocks. You would indicate that here. Or you might even list a hotel name or the building name. Notice if you misspell a word, the form will indicate this by highlighting it red, an underscore. Then you can click and use spell check. For construction class, the first letters are class. Secondly, we have type. The FDNY headquarters is a type 1B. This information can be found on the Buildings Department website. For demonstration purposes, I'll select 4-hour protection. I'm going to use fictional information here. Office floors, cellar through 15. Residential floors. Since this is an office building only, I will say NA, and put NA for all other sections that do not apply. Let's say there are 500 people in the building that work here during regular business hours, and say 50 during non-regular business hours. You can check with the building security for accurate approximations. In Section 2, truss construction is very important. If the roof or floors are truss constructed, this is a large area of concern for collapse. If you select No for floor truss construction, notice that the additional text field will disappear. The passageway would connect two buildings. It is essentially a hallway connecting two buildings. Hunter College has one, Bloomingdale's in that same area also has a passageway. Utility pipe chase would be pipes running through buildings. List the locations. Roof setbacks are where the building physically sets back. This would be useful information for a ladder truck. A setback can even be used to set up a physical straight ladder and access the floors above. Box 3. Select the number of staircases. There's a drop-down provided, and the form will change depending on your selection. There's a maximum of 10 staircases. If your building surpasses this, then the filing representative would have to generate their own forms. These forms are intended to be able to handle the majority of buildings. However, we do anticipate some buildings may be more robust than the forms. Select a view of a fire tower. These are more common in older buildings since they were acquired before the 1968 code. Box 4, elevators. Select the number of elevators. Just for your knowledge, not everything on the form will print out. The drop-down numbers will be omitted, and the guidance text found on this page will also not print. List the elevator banks and the cars within that bank. If you have a lot of cars within the same elevator bank, another line can be used with a repeated bank letter. Sky lobbies are found in high-rise buildings, particularly very high-rise buildings. Be sure to include if you have a sky lobby. Box 5, ventilation zones. List the zones the best you can. For more room, use Appendix D, but do not refer to Appendix D in this section. The building management system. If yes, list on or off-site. You'll notice that after selecting on-site, the text field below will request location. If off-site is selected, the text field will request a phone number. The smoke management system. Purge, yes or no. If yes, manual or automatic. Box 6, utilities. This section is straightforward. Box 7, fire protection. Standpipe locations. Is the standpipe in a stair or a hallway? Isolation valves. Isolation valve is used to shut down part of the standpipe. Say you have a repair on the 5th floor. You may be able to shut down only half of the system and not put the whole system out of service. Fire department connections are the Siamese connections found on the outside of the building. Is the building fully sprinkled? If no, fill out appropriately. Pressure reducing valves are installed in the standpipe. Usually they're found in tall buildings due to the static pressure caused by gravity. This will reduce the flow coming out of the standpipe hose outlet. This is important since firefighters often have to remove the pressure-reducing valves to gain adequate flow. Let's jump to box 9, communication. There are two types of systems, a repeater or a leaky cable. Within these two types, there are two types of radio signals, a UHF, ultra-high frequency, and a VHF, very high frequency. A repeater box repeats the signals and is usually found in a staircase or in a hallway. They can be ones programmed for the FDNY, or they can be proprietary and for the building use. A leaky cable is a long coax cable that runs throughout the building. There are actual holes in the cable's shielding that allow signals to enter and leave the cable, leak in or out. Temporary considerations should be left blank when submitting to the fire department. This is for use in the building. The fire safety director would write notes to themselves, such as repair of the sprinkler system on the 5th floor, or just a note stating that part of the system is out of service. Finally, fill in the information of the responsible people in box 11. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this clarifies what the fire department is expecting within the BIC Side A, Side 1.